Okay, nice. We are now in. We are just missing a McLaren. I mean Bjarne, but he has an update of the game. Okay, stream is on. I mean nice. Let me edit everything at the time. Okay, 2 minutes for Bjarne. Okay, so now give me thumbnail of the F1 race. And before the race I will tell you a fun fact which I'm going to repeat after the start of the quali. Georgie has a qualifying ban after what happened on the Baku race. He got then 15 seconds plus quali ban, so he will start from the back. I'm gonna have a look at the statistics before the race. We will also have so many reserve drivers today. If I can count to 12, it's gonna be a lot. Just tell this, a lot. Hello, Pipta. So, I can guess that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys who are not full F1 racers. Yeah, I know, you're really bad off. Hello. We are now just waiting for Bjarne because he has an update, so we will wait like I guess 2 or 3 more minutes than usual. Then after 15 so okay. Any fun facts? Georgie leading the standings, 127 points even though he didn't start in Austria. Luke 106, Jasper 104, that's the top 3. Everyone is writing some moods. Okay, so we just wait for Bjarne because the game is in installation right now. Everyone writing some emojis. So, Bjarne, come on, you can do it. One more invitation. I would have to race, I can tell about on time if we are here. Hercules won as a reserve. He's also racing today. Same as Mikulici. And even though Max is still leading the standings because he has 125 points, Javier is second with 113 points, top up with only 1 point yesterday. It means 1 point after German Grand Prix he got. I was without points, 12, but at least I did no spintinos as a fun fact. Oh man, what they are doing on the chat while waiting. One more invitation, spam. Okay, people now try to click ready, but they... Okay, waiting. We are supporting you, Bjarni. Or actually his internet. Come on. I mean... I'm watching if he finally is in the game. People still clicking ready. Just having fun with the button. Let me see who. Yes, so many likes. Okay. Come on, guys, come on. Okay. Bjarne told us to start without us. So I'm clicking ready. They are able to go right now. Come on, let's go, finally. What's up? Just before the race, click ready. No bottom spamming, now this is a ready means ready. Okay, 25 seconds to start. I am a spectator. And this race is gonna be crazy, I hope. Equal dynamic full formation laps. Let me see everything. Yes, it works. Everything works. Let's go. With short qualifying, 18 minutes in Germany. And people on the championship leader Jody, who has quali ban today, so this is going to be a reverse start and maybe a challenge last to first. But I don't guess it will be easy because of you, Hercules, because there is Luke, Jasper, no Nurluz and Jeroen, because he couldn't appear today. Ready qualifying! Second time in a row, okay. Okay, I mean, this is nice. Wet quali. I guess I wonder what is the weather on the race. But now today, just in this moment, we started qualifying session in European Race Organization Season 2, Round 9, German Grand Prix. What I can tell about reserves. So, first one is Max Rowe, because guy is up for second race in a row. He couldn't appear today, but he is going to come back next week, I guess. So Max Rowe is replacing him. Then we have Scaff in Ferrari, replacing Nurluze, his countryman. And then we have Mikulitsi in Williams, because there's a problem that Olivier, an F2 racer, is out of home, and I am a commentator, so I can't race today, as Mikulitsi can. So a reserve driver, his debut in F1 League is now. Then Hercules in Ferrari facing Jeroen, maybe some good points for Ferrari today, because he won German Grand Prix in F2. One more reserve is Vito, racing Torosso today, because unfortunately Juanita is sick, so he couldn't appear. it's Vito replacing him. Also is doing nice points. There's also Beetle and Haas replacing Pieter, who couldn't appear today. Middle mid is on the Renault, replacing Rom, because Gniew and I both couldn't appear, so there is middle mid. And George retired from the session, but this is a quali ban, so we are expecting something like this. I wonder if he ever came on the track. I'm going to like, do I have a problem with the sound? Let me check. Yes, we can't hear engines. No, you can't hear them. So we're probably going to leave the session. Okay, so I'm going to... Yes, we can't hear engines, so that's a big problem for us. Sector 1. Oh, and there is Isai spun on the turn 2 it was, so now he has to let everyone by, and he does it well. Now there's a racing point coming. Nice dizzy. So now everyone is on the hot lap, so let's see who is closest to the finish line. There is Ivanov coming close. How are we going to deal with that engine? Okay, it's qualifying session, so... Okay, Jordi gave me one, because he's on the spectator mode, so just let me leave for a second. Just a second and we're back. So now Jordi, just invite me. We are waiting for him, and we'll get now into the quali standings. Okay, I got another one from Libenov right now, who has done a hot lap, as you could see. 90 people racing. Now, spectate, we are back. So now, as you could see, George retired. We finally probably have... Oh, it was Vital retired. But we still have rich engines. So let me do something with it. Okay, let's do something like this. So, here's a cost right now. I don't know, just to make you sure. We're gonna go without the engine sound. Round up to the fastest lap of the qualifying session right now. It's 125.1. Max throw 125.2, so nice. Then we have Vito, Hercules, Fuse, Isai, Axe, Hartle, Middle Mid, and Libanov. That's the top 10 right now. And what's surprising that Jesper is out of top 10. I think he can do better. At least top 5. So now yellow flag sector 2. No more needed because I'm on the lobby, Jordi. Oh, it's actually, there is actually the sound, but it's very quiet. I don't know, to be honest, what's happening. So let me see what's Max Rule's lap time. He beats Ryan Webb to get P1 right now. Hercules, I don't know, maybe in lap. What about Luke? Because he's only P12. Jesper now did the provisional pole right now. So 1:25 barrier is broken from now on. Now I guess Luke will try to push. And Mikulitz is on the inters. So maybe the conditions are changing. So we are following the fin, or maybe better switch to Scaff. Or better, there's Hercules coming on the hot lap, but I'm going to watch his teammate for this race. And wow, Scaff has a problem. And Luke too makes a slide through the chicane. It's like, as I remember, turn 9 and 10. Hockenheim is short but very fast track. Oh, and there is Luke on the gravel. So this is kind of difficult going through the fast corners right here. For example, the turn 1 or the stadium section. This is the problem for the drivers to keep up the car. As you could see on the Luke's example, where's Hercules? Hercules is about to end his lap, but I wonder if he's coming to pits or completing the lap. Hello everyone watching the live stream. And now Hercules improved and he beats Jesper to get a provisional pole right now. That's one. Oh, and there is Carter who had spun. Unfortunately, we have no Germans on the grid. So that's like sad that we don't have a homie right here. Oh. So now Eddax beats Middle Meat to get P10 right now. And he almost spun on the turn 1. People are going out on inters, as I can see. Now, actually half of the grid use them. For example, Libanov, for example, Isai Vilzu. Nice qualifying session for Red Bulls, P6 and P8. 10 points right now if they finish like that. And there's Mikulitz by over a second, beating the provisional pole of Hercules. What a lap made by Finn on Williams. Fantastic, I can say. If he's going to win this race, I don't know, but he's gonna be at the front, unlike on F2, where he also had a nice position. I remember P5 or P4, but then he had a crash, damage front wing. Anyway, he still ended P8, so it's not that bad. Hercules coming to the pits. So now Isai goes on the inter tires. Maybe there will be a dry session at the end, the dry track I mean. So now Isai is on the track, so we will be watching him. He's gonna be faster, much faster than his wet lap tires. His wet tires were up. Now he's going to the Mobile 1, to the stadium section. What's the improvement? By over a second, by my calculations, 5.4. It's 124. Oh, and he hit the gravel, so it's ruined lap for Italian. And I was calculating Max Rowe and Jasper also on the hot laps on the inter tires. Everyone is putting them. So my advice to Hartnell and Edzax is to hurry up. And there's Wolves who did P2 right now. So he's starting from front row provisionally. But this is not the end, because there's, for example, Jasper, there's, for example, Max Rowe. There's another Ferrari, but it's calf on the outlap. So, we are focused on the McLaren driver. We are also waiting for Bjarne. I don't know who's the Elliot guy who just joined the Discord and left. Libanov P2! How he did this, I don't know. And Matt also improved Nikolic. So many improvements right now. So now Jasper ending his lap. What it's gonna be? It's fastest lap of the qualifying session. It's 1:22.8, and Max Rowe had beat him by almost a second. It's 1:21.9. Where's Ryan Webb? Ryan Webb is now on the stadium section. Also, I see some improvement by middle meet. It's P7. So we are going to watch the Racing Point driver. Bjarne has joined finally. And run up the P6. So the inter tires are much faster. Hartnell, Isai, Vito, actually everyone outside top 10 didn't do a lap on the inter tires. Libanov now came to pits. And who beat him? Luke, P2! Just some kind of being curious. No, Edzax is completing his lap. He's ended the sector 1 6/10 of a second faster, but he's gonna be faster anyway, or by over a second if he won't ruin his lap. Now he goes to the hairpin. Very nice, no problems. Scaff in the P10, beating middle meet at Libanov. Everyone actually on the top 10 broke 1:24. And also middle meet did it. And there's Axel on the P4. Where's Hartnell? Sector 1. I say started his lap, but there is Hercules who is outside of top 10, only P14. Now he's gonna improve. As a fun fact, we have full grid today. Now Hercules just the fastest top of the qualifying session, because it's 1:21.9. Whereas at Zax, he's also going to beat his lap, because it has to be better. There are better conditions. And this is P11 right now, because it's 1:23.3. So Libanov is going to be last. I was like happy when he did P2, but it's not a nice result right now. It's P15, so I guess he has to do one more lap if he wants to go better than P15 on the grid. For example, maybe to beat Vito. And Hartnell did P12. I don't know what kind of trumpet was it. But now Isai is ending his lap. It's gonna be much better because it's P4. It's 1:22.4. Very nice indeed. So actually, if no one will now try to beat his lap time. Oh, Libanov for the outlap, same as Wolves. Matt, Vilsu. Is Vito going out? No, there's Torosso in. No one is going out, but I think it's the last chance to do it. So Libanov is just behind, is just ahead of Vilsu. So now, Libanov about to start his lap. I wouldn't switch the ERS mode right here, maybe on the first straight, the main straight. So, Bjarne Racing has confirmed. Maybe finally points. Now, Libanov starting his lap. I guess he can beat at least that P17 because he's losing half of a second. By my calculations, he can go like P13, 14. Where's Mikulici anyway? Mikulici is heading his lap. I didn't realize that, but he's going to improve. And he's going to improve by far, because it's the fastest lap. 1:21.5. And he's now on the provisional pole. Luke and Jesper also on the outlaps. But we are still watching Libanov because it's after to happen. Vizu behind him. Axel now with a problem on the stadium section, sliding. I don't know who is the guy on the sector 2. No, it's not. It's not Libanov. Now there is Axel, no fuel. The end of the qualifying session for him. So let me see how Libanov is dealing with this interconditions. I have to admit you that this is kinda weird commentating and not having the sound of the engines. Axel meanwhile retired from the session, so I said no hope, but there's Libanov beating only middle mid, and also Virzu beat Edzax to get P6. And now Wolves is ending his lap. He can do the top 10. Let me see if I'm right. Let us see, actually. He's not gonna improve because he also was by over a second. Now Mikulici added and Jesper retired from the session, so this is the end of the race for him to gain the pole position. What about Matt with a slide going? But he improved not enough to beat at least Vito, but this is still something. Where is Luke? Luke is on the sector 2, on the Mobile 1, Vier Hercules, retired from the session. Where is Max Rowe? Where's Virzu? I can guess. That's just a little bit worse. Half of a second improvement by Luke. What a slide, but at least he went through the corner. Hartnell lets everyone by. He has no chance to improve his position. Now Luke. Can he beat his teammate for this race? Who is Mikulici? So now he crossed the line to get P3, but it's not enough to even gain the front row. Just like 25,000 behind, and now Max Rowe beats the pole position time of Mikulici. He's now on the pole, and this is not gonna change because, for example, Hartnell actually doesn't have any chance because it's like 3 minutes right now. Edzax Virzu on the pits. So now Max Rowe on the last ever try beats Mikulici by 25,000 of second. Middle mid also ended his lap. Libanov P12, so not a bad result for him. So this is the end of the qualifying session right now. These are actually the standings. Let me see where Hartnell is. He's coming very slowly, without any fuel. So now I think he can push fully. Yes, he does it. Retired from the session. So we will start the race faster. Max Rowe on pole position. Just ahead of Mikulici. He's probably like a little bit irritated. Third is Hercules, then we have Luke, then we have Isai, Raunet, Virzu, Edzax is finally on the top 10. P8 on this qualifying session, very nice. I hope he will do points today. Jesper on the 9th place, Axel on the 10th. So, very nice results of the qualifying session. Toro Rosso on the 6th row, as I calculated well. Yes, I am. Matt, Wolves, middle mid, Hartnell, Scaff, Jody, Bittel and Bjarne all starting from the back of the grid. I hope now the error with the engines will get repaired for now. 9 people watching the live stream, it's about 10 all the time, so very nice. So, we are just ahead of the race. What are your predictions in the chat? Who is going to win? Who is going to finish on the podium? Who will retire? Who will get most penalties? Who will have the damage from 3? Who will do Wojtinho? Like it's a legend in our league because of my spins all the time. 20 seconds for people for calculating strategies. Dry weather, unlike on the quali. So now 1 go. Full grid today. Yes, we have engine working. So it was the error only for qualifying session. Yes, we can go. So now Bjarne starts from the back of the grid on medium tires, but let us see who's on which tires. I see everyone is on mediums except Vito, Jody and Vital on hard tires. So everyone is probably going for a one-stop strategy. Except Ibenov, who told on the Discord chat that he's going to do 2 stops. But I expect that everyone else will do one-stop strategies. One-stop strategy, medium to hards, as I did on the race. But it was like not enough to get into the points. I was P12, just behind Team Mats, separating Red Bulls. Now we have Bjarne coming in the last place. Where's Maxro? Maxro P1. I say P5. Very nice from Mercedes. Guy, as I can see, is P7 in the standings. I guess he's going to be beaten by Vilzu. Maybe not by Matt, unless he gets a podium. Maxo can also beat him. So I guess that guys will stay on the top 10, even though he is not racing for the 2nd race in a row. Like Coenberger, who unfortunately got banned for 2 seasons for 3 unreported absences, but he has a possibility to come back at the season 3. For the season 3. Now we'll head to the start. Why Miklitz is over 1 minute and 40 seconds behind Maxro, I don't know. But everyone is forming up on the grid. Which position will Jody finish? This is the most important question because he's starting from the back. How he will go through the grid from the 18th place. So now we are waiting for the lights. Yes, we have them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Max Miklitz, Hercules, or maybe look, it's lighted and away we go. This is how the German Grand Prix starts. Max with a very nice start, same as Miklitz. Luke and Hercules going wheel to wheel, very nice. But 3rd position taken by Luke. Now there is Virzu fighting with Ice. Virzu, oh, what a late braking, and he might start the carnage, but he did it fortunately. But he has a minor wing damage, making him more difficult case to attack Hercules. But it's a very calm start, unlike most of the races. So now Hercules tries to attack Luke, but it's not enough to gain the position. Even Virzu is going wheel to wheel with him. Now they are going to the corner wheel to wheel, but Hercules defends his position very well. I can see that Virzu has a minor wing damage because I saw the Red Bull front wing spot coming out of his car. Real fact to 2 something is Shorty who had spun, so even more difficult start for the Scott at the start, and he also has minor wing damage, so I guess, of course. So this is a disaster for Jordan, losing few seconds. Now his challenge last to first is getting much more difficult. Now Maxro with the fastest laps, calmly leading the race. Now also there is Wolves fighting with Axe, and there are Matt and Vito just behind him. But we head to the front. I guess Mikulicki would let Luke by because of the championship standings. Luke is fighting for the championship lead and maybe the title at the end of the season. So Mikulicki is making him problems on the lap 2. But maybe not now. Who's coming? It's Jasper, wheel to wheel with Ryan Webb. Nice move made by Dutchman. Getting into P7. They're still very close to each other, but Jasper makes the move down to get 7th position. So now we're on board with Ice, but I'm coming to Matt, who's very close to Wolves. Then there is Axe and Edzax. So we have a battle for 9th position, and also Wolves and Matt both clipped the grass. Edzax goes at the outside. Axe tries to attack inside, but it didn't happen well. Didn't end well for Axe because he didn't get the position. Now there's also maybe a minor damage from Wolves after that mini brake check, but also Axe has to be aware of Edzax. So I guess it may be the racing incident. Hercules a 3-second time penalty. DRS is now enabled. So difficult start from Alfa Romeos. Now Wolves tries to do a move inside, and he doesn't do it, but he has DRS right now. Same as Axe, only Edzax doesn't have one, so it's going to be most difficult for him. Now there's also Vito trying to attack Matt, so let's see from his, or maybe Edzax Cabra. Edzax with a dive, what a move it could be if he didn't miss the breaking point. Not now, Axe regains the position, so this is not the end of the battle. Axe still holds in his position. To go for a while. Now there is Edzax. Oh, and there was a contact between him and Matt. So now Edzax overtaken by 3 people in a row. Wolves you also used on it. Axe on the 0 point because he got, and there is Mikulicki who had spun with a 3-second time penalty. He came back on track fortunately, and he let everyone by. So also Luke lost on it, so maybe there was a collision between them. Luke with a damaged front wing, so he has to make a pit stop, so it makes his championship battle much harder than it could be. Wolves calmly overtaking the Williams. What about Mikulicki's damage? If I could see, Bjarne retired from the session, so this is the end for the race for him. He probably got a spin, so the end of the race for McLaren. Now look, damage front wing coming to another corner, almost hitting the sign of 100 meters to the turn. He has to come to the pits. What about Mikulicki? Yes, front wing, so not a problem for him, but Luke will probably let him by. Wow, so many cars going wheel to wheel. It has to end difficult. Has a difficult end, and I was right, because it's Hartel who had spun and at the stadium section, so yeah, another, oh, this is going to be very close. Yes, middle meet, only going, oh, what a carnage between also Luke. There was also Libenov involved, who also had spun. So many pit stops right now, and Libenov cannot go into pit stops right now because his damage for he has to go one more lap. He's across the pit lane. What a carnage it had to happen between them. Now also Libenov, Hartel. I'm just watching through the standings. Mikulicki overtaking Axe, who is going to use the most from the incident. Where's Jordi? P15. Edzax, Beetle, Vito and Luke were all in the pits. Libenov also has to pit. And we also have problems because, oh, and there he spun. So this is a disaster for Red Bull. But he pushes a lot right now, so as hard as possible. Overtaken by Wolves and Matt and maybe Mikulicki. Right. So Another spin on the circuit. Right here, and Zax overtakes Jody because he has much faster tires. I don't think that Jody has damage, maybe minor one on the speed. But Jody hasn't got a good race right now. And more interesting battles. Jasper fighting Visai and Ryan Webb getting closer and closer. Also there's a fight for P6, Mikulici P8. Wants to attack Matt, but he doesn't make a move right now. He'll use DRS. Same as both Red Bulls behind him. So who got the pole? The pole was taken by Max. Now there's Mikulici attacking, overtaking Matt. And there's also Virzu doing it. Also he doesn't move. On Mikulici there were a lot of debris coming out of the cars. 5 cars fighting for position number 6 right now. We're going to watch it from Wolf's camera. No one crashes right now. There was minor damage from Virzu, I guess. And Wolf's now securing his position. Matt also lost on it because I don't think I can guess. No, he doesn't have damage. Luke overtaking Vito. He locked up, but he takes up the position. We're back to the battle for the P6. Wolf's doing right now well, blocking the rest of the group. Now Mikulici tries to attack him using the pit, so probably it was damage. Just proved a 3-second time penalty. So now Mikulici went close to Wolves. There are lags from them. And Mikulici went out of the track, so it means he will lose a position. Wolves have a 3-second time penalty. And we have so many lags. And it's actually the fastest lap. I need to check it on the rest of the group. Is it only Jasper's case? Mikulici has left the session, so this is his fault about the lag. So this is disconnect and a disaster for Williams. As I thought, it was Mikulici's lags only. So a disconnect disaster, Bita overtaking Virzu on the DRS straight. Mikulici overtaken by Ero F1, so we don't care about it. Unless he will come back. And Virzu fighting with Jordi. There were probably a lock-up. 3 cars wide, no, because Jordi is just ahead. Bita overtaking Virzu to get P15. Hatteras is equal even though he spun his P11. But behind him there's Middle Mid. We're back to the battle between Wolves and Axe. Axe probably wants to do a redemption on Wolves, or maybe another one guy, for making Virzu damaged. Front wing. So now we're back to this battle. We're watching it through the longest straight, or actually a little turn. Yellow flag sector 3, and there's Bita with a 3-second time penalty. I don't know what happened. Livenov on last place, but he did nothing. Axe finally overtakes Wolves to get P6, and there's Matt just behind them. By my calculations, Guy's still on top 10. Oh, there's Wolves and Axe going wheel to wheel on the chicane before the stadium section. But Wolves tries to make a move on the Frenchman as soon as possible. Matt watches it all the time. Scav doing a little bit of sensation because he's in the points. He was very close to spawn to get spin. But his P9, very nice indeed, made by him. Let me drink something. Well, nothing happens. Maybe a fight between Matt and Wolves, because Axe overtook and tries to escape. Now, Matt actually, in his place, I would use ERS right now to overtake. Oh, I started overtaking Jasper meanwhile. I was focused on the battle for P6, but now I'm focused on the battle for P3 because I overtook Jasper, Hercules and Maxro, both having a clean and calm race. So we even don't watch a damn. Wolves lost another position to Matt. And there was also a contact between Matt and Wolves. But I hope. Oh! Actually, we're one 5-second time if we're gaining one place. So this is going to make his case much more difficult. I need to check it out when he reports it. Back to the action between Jasper, Reinweb and RSI. They all lost 6 seconds to top 2, which means Hercules and let me give a second, writing to Mikulici. So now Jasper overtakes calmly Isai, and Mikulici, even here he goes, overtakes Wolves, who is in the pit for Hearts. So probably there was a damage, and he's probably going to go to the end of the race on those tires. Now we are back to Matt and Axe's battle. Both Frenchmen trying to get that P6. Scott on the P8 doing very nice all the race. I hope he will keep that position. Now Edzax, I can see his tires are getting older and older, and they lose the grip because soft tires are wearing very quickly here in Germany. There's also Jody behind him. Mikulici overtaken by Hanel, but he's a ghost. So now we're back to Isai and Jasper's action. So I see Ryan is losing some pace to them, but it's still P5. Toro Rosso is lapped by him. Now there is Isai, yellow flag, sector 2, sector 3. What's happened? I don't know to be honest. But Axe on the pits for New Hearts. So I'm still watching the action. Vital very close to his teammate Hartwell. But fortunately no crashes comparing to what happens in real life Formula 1 with Haas. There's also Jody getting closer to Edzax, and Vils retired from the session. So this is the end of the race for him. I need to watch what happened for the Red Bull, but it's not a good race for him. Yellow flag to sector 3. I don't know what happened. Maybe something on the pits. He left the session very quickly. So there's hope there will be safety car making the race more interesting, but it will not happen because yellow flag disappeared. So the end of the race for Red Bull. Disaster for the Frenchman. Now Isai goes to defend, but Jasper does a move on him. Isai tried to block as many space as possible. It didn't work. Jasper on the P3 back. So even though Jasper won once, he will not win. He's not going to win anymore. Now Edzax had this contact with Jody, making him a little bit of spin. He survived from it without damage, but it's not enough for him to defend the position. Actually, Jody is fighting for the title, so I don't think there's a sense to a fight. Maybe some points only. Oh, and there is damage from Jody, I guess, because he broke too late and hit the looks back. Another 3-second time penalty. He is Apex Online Racing F5 division driver. He's racing with no assist, having very nice pace. I don't know the exact. Oh, and there's also Jordi with hitting the gravel. Anyway, about Hercules, I don't know his place on the general standings at Apex Online Racing, but as you can see, he's doing very good, having very nice pace. Back to Jordi's action. Very nice. I don't think he got a warning, but he's going to overtake Hartnell on the outside of 10-2. They made the wheel touch. They touched Martin, as the classics say. As David Croft once said on the Italian Grand Prix 2018, now Jody calmly overtakes Carter to get P10 with an ERS on the overtake mode. Meanwhile, Hercules went closer to Maxro, but he has more penalties, so this case is more difficult. Now, as the new feature, as you could see on eyesight example, Vito can race, but he's a ghost because of the 1.15 patch. Now the blue flag, the lap cars are getting into the ghosts if there is ghosting on. So this is why Vito doesn't have to let out of the track, but I think he should do it because of the blue flags. I don't know why he's racing. Meanwhile, scaffold the pits for new hard tires. This corner is so difficult that Hartnell does it on 200 km per hour, as you could see. And what's more, Vito even overtook Eyesight, and he's about to catch Jasper. At least he's Ghost, so there's no problem about it. He will not crash into anyone. Well, but Eyesight actually gets more and more frustrated about this probably. Vito probably doesn't know there are blue flags. They're also having a disaster anyway. Both in the last places, Hercules and Maxro, both in the pits. Who's going to win this pit stop battle? It was Maxro, calmly getting into P4 right now. He's going out of the garage on these positions, and Hercules is P5 because Matt is too far. Beetle P7. Very nice. Pit stops. Libenov reverses second time penalty. So this is actually a calm race right now. Unless we have Vito overtaking Jasper, who's on the lead. That's kind of sensation. Oh, and there is also problems because Izu has problems to Jasper about what happened. Between them, because as I can see, Izu retired from the session because of Jasper. But how he would overtake him how he would contact with him if he has damaged Jasper coming to the pits? As still going. Roundup also going to the pit, so I say Jasper with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So this is going to be even more difficult for him to win second race in a row, if there is a possibility. Hercules and Maxro both overtaking, and they are heading closer and closer to Eyesight. Libenov overtakes Mikulici's Ghost. Vito will also do it, I guess. Vito overtaking Matt for getting P6. So no, I'm watching Jody from P18 to P10. Let me see anyway how the position changed. Jody 10 positions up, but Beetle is 13 positions up. So very nice indeed. The Frenchman, same as the Scot. But remember, oh, Jody pitted. But he has to do one more pit stop anyway. Maybe this will be new mediums for him. Now I see. Eyesight in the pits. Is his strategy to overcut working? I guess yes. I guess he's going to be close, but not enough. So he lost even on it because he's outside of DRS. Can Roundup overtake him? Yes. So this is how Eyesight loses 2 positions. But still, he didn't lose compared to the start. The top 5 is going to remain the same as it is now, I guess, if nothing changes, if there was no disaster. Scav getting into P12. Did he do a pit stop? Yes, 3 laps ago. Luke already with a second pit stop to the hards, and he'll probably go to the end of the race. I don't know what I want to take, so I will take nothing. Axel getting close to walls. And does the move on the outside? Is it going to work? They pushed each other off the track, but Wolves still going wheel to wheel with Axel, so it's going to be interesting between them. Very nice indeed this battle, because they still don't hit each other by far, I guess, so far. And Axel overtakes Wolf. Very nice move, very nice battle, wheel to wheel between them. And he got to P10. P9, sorry. Really Benov meanwhile tries to attack middle mid. So even if not last position. So maybe some fighting between them. I also got close to Ryan Webb. I'm going to watch it. Retired. Johnny retired! He's out of the turn 1 and there is a safety car. Because Johnny is on the middle of the track, so the battles are ended. And Jesper will gain a lot on this. Because he's 10 seconds behind. Driver penalty for Ribanov for spinning on the safety car. Jody hit the spin on the turn 1 on lap 17. This is now getting the action much more interesting, because we can admit it, this race was kind of boring one. There were some battles, but nothing like impressive. Now, with a safety car out, this is going to change completely. Max Roach, just like the Hercules, who's doing a pit stop, so he's probably going on the medium tires right now. Let me see which tires he's gonna take. It's medium. So probably to the end of the race for 15 laps. Jesper also going to the pit. Ryan decided to stay on track. Now this is the strategy battle. And Bita was very close to speed on the pit lane. Now there is Axel. And what's more, Libanov can't do a driver penalty on the safety car. Axel also going to the pit, probably another mediums. Yes, I'm right. What about Beetle? I don't know. What about Hartel? He's also doing a pit stop. Behind the safety car, everything changes. New hard, then you have to pit for mediums. And why I saw the softs? He's going to be. He's getting 60 lap on mediums. A disaster for Hartnell. He has to pit once again. I mean, what's happening? Hercules lost 2 positions on that pit stop. Isaac gained around the same, but Jesper and Hercules both having fresh tires. Jesper also lost compared to Matt, who also got involved in the fight for the top 5. Scap, Beetle, even Wolves trying to catch the safety car queue. So now, Hartnell with a disaster about his tires. He has to pit, or he will not finish the race. But he will get a puncture. He got a used medium tires. I think he's gonna pit again. And he does it. Which tires right now? Hards? Because I don't think the softs will survive for the 14 laps. Or maybe 13 this time. Where is the safety car queue before the happen? Yes. Back to the hards. Middle mid is going to overtake him, but not Libanov. And I was right. Middle mid overtaking Hartler, because Hartler's error. Vito is on the AI. I don't know what's the reason. But now this race. So now is the safety car in this lap? No, we're one more lap behind him. Jasper actually, Views actually right now blaming on Jasper for his DNF. Jordi spun, Mikulici disconnected, and now I know where he had lags. As you can see, I can't invite him because there's no possibility. As we have one more lap behind safety car. Wolf's not changing his tires. So we actually have one more lap behind them, so let me remind about the standings maybe. So Jordi can lose his championship lead if Luke will win the race, but I don't think it's possible. What about Jasper? He can take it also, but he has to win the race. What? No, Luke cannot. So what about this? I guess that both Luke and Jasper need to win this race to overtake Jordi on the standings. So let me edit standings this time. Jordi DNF. Same as Bjarne, who has a disaster season. Only 10 points in 9 races. On 3 he didn't start, 3 on the road DNF. Disaster actually, we have to admit it. And one more retirement there was from Vilzu. And yes, I'm right. Gat will remain in the top 10. Mercedes is going to gain a lot if they will finish 1-5, 1-4, 1-3 I guess. And safety car is in this lap. Max can now decide how fast will grid will go. And there we have so many 5-second penalties for several collisions. That's for Handler, for colliding with middle mid, and for Axel colliding with Edzax. And we have a restart for the German Grand Prix. Yellow flag still on sector 3, but we're back to the action. So now Vito has to let by. Oh, that was very close to spin by Ryan Webb, who was close to retire from the race, but he's alive. He's still on the P2. Max Rowe is leading the race very calmly because he's 1 second ahead of Ryan Webb, and Isai wants to attack the Racing Point driver. Let us see how it will end. Hercules also tries to do a move, and he doesn't do it. Maybe he's on the inside line. Ryan Webb pushed off the track, and Isai got P2, Hercules P3. They are going wheel to wheel. Ferrari and Mercedes. Who will win this battle? This is Isai right now. Whoa, and Ryan Webb had a contact with Hercules, causing him a minor wing damage. So now Jasper has to overtake him as soon as possible. And he did it. Yellow flag between sector 2 and sector 3. Who is that? And that's a Slibanov who's at spun. He had a chance to at least gain something, but it didn't happen. Axel now overtaking Scarf. But remember that Axel has a 5-second time penalty. Matt came close to Ryan Webb. Who is going to win this battle? I say we have 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so the dream about 1-4 Mercedes is going far away. Bita with a move on Matt. Maybe a dive, but clean at least. Run up with the damage. I think he will have to pit for mediums or maybe softs on the few laps. Bita's charging. And he doesn't move on the inside line. There was a touch between them, but Bita overtakes. Now Hercules overtakes Isai to get P2. So we have the grid back comparing to what happened between safety cars. So Maxer is first, Hercules second. This is the end of this battle. Now Jesper can get a podium. He overtakes Isai. Matt out of the track, still ahead of Wolves, but I guess overtaken by Ryan Webb. That's a problem. He has to pit, I guess. That's my opinion. Wolves overtaking Matt with a nice move on the stadium section. DRS is now enabled, so Jesper is now able to activate it. I have a slide. It won't help him. Ryan with a 3-second time penalty. And now Jesper about to overtake the Italian. The fight for the third position is on. Jesper overtaking calmly, clearly the Italian, getting P3. And as I said, something will happen. I was afraid about it, but also was turned on the end gear for a moment. But as I said, there's going to be a problem, and it happened for Ryan. So we are back to the action for the 7th place, or maybe even 6th, because Ryan has damage. As you can see, there is something missing on the right side of his front wing. So now Edzax finally may be back to the point, maybe even P7, the best result for the season. Ryan up with the problems. Wolves has to overtake him if Racing Point wants to do some good results. Ryan up another time out of the track. Edley Benov retired from the session. 24 seconds, there's a difference between Vito and his teammate. This is the end of the race, but also Isai gets overtaken by Beetle. Vito another 5-second time penalty for ignoring blue flags. Does he see it or not? What happens? Here's a goal, but he has to lap. Oh, actually, Libanov got a spin. There's a fight between Ryan Wolves and Edzax. Wolves getting on the inside. There was a contact, 3-second time penalty for the Racing Point of Wolves. Beetle overtaking Isai, so the Frenchman on P4. And now another part of the battle between Racing Point. It's not going to end well. No one wants to leave the position. With a slide goes Wolves, and he got a spin, and Zax has a contact. Oh man. Edzax, Axe both suffered on the accident. So many carnage right here. Luke uses it to get P10 at least. Axe with P13. Scaff is watching all of it. So big carnage, so big contact for Wolf after that slide. And this is still Racing Point at the P7, but I think he will get a penalty for starting the carnage, which cost Axe with a damage. He's going from the soft side, I mean the Frenchman. Now look, no chance to win this race, I guess, but a chance to at least get to overtake Edzax. Now Isai is just behind, 1 second behind Beetle. Beetle is also trying to catch Jesper. Now we're back to the action between Ryan Webb and Wolves, because this is another part of the battle between them. Wolves getting closer and closer. Axe after the pits will push at least. At least maybe he will get back into the points if he will push fast, and maybe getting a fastest lap of the race. Now Wolves 2 tenths behind. There's Matt also very close to him. Wolves an aggressive racing right now. Matt doesn't do a move. Wolves also losing. And now this is the time when we have another part of battle. It's lap 27. Meanwhile, Hercules overtook Maxer, but we are now focused on the battle between Wolves, Ryan and Matt. Ryan missed the breaking point. Let me see what happened. Actually, I guess not. Nothing. So we're back to the action with between them. If you wonder why I'm not shouting, that's the reason that I'm getting some headache. I mean, right, you're right, honestly. So this is why I'm not shouting. Now there is Wolves getting much faster to the corner, also blocking Matt, but Matt still managed to get P7. Hercules have another 3-second time penalty, so I'm afraid that he will not win this race. But as we focus on the battle for the P6, I can't look for the penalties because I will miss something interesting. Matt still on the DRS, and he goes to the inside, but he doesn't manage to overtake, and also Hartel tries to find some gap to get point. Luke overtaken by Ed Sachs, watching this battle again and again and again. How many cars do we have? 6! Wolves overtaking Ed Sachs. No! Wolves out of the track, losing more and more position. He's out of the points. I guess he also has minor wing damage. Yes, he has. Disaster for Racing Point. There's Ed Sachs fighting with Matt. Matt goes inside and getting P7, but not for long. Not for sure, because Ed Sachs overtakes him back to get 7th position. Luke also looks for the move on the Frenchman, maybe the Latvian. Ryan Webb still on the P6, but I don't know how he manages to do it with damaged front wing. Beetle now behind Jasper. The battle for the victory is even for the third place is getting more and more intensive. Matt and Luke both over 3-second time penalty fighting. Beetle overtakes Jasper to get P3. 5 laps to go. On the lap 30, where is Hercules? On the sector 2. At the middle of it. Renep the only one without DRS. We have now 5 cars fighting. The Zax tries to do a move on the outside, but he didn't manage to get the higher position. But now he's going wheel to wheel to the Mobile 1 turn. I better call it turn. And that Zax had a contact, but overtakes Ryan. They are still going wheel to wheel. Ryan Webb had to give up right now, and he's 2 positions down. What about fighting with Matt? There was a little bit of problem here, in fact in sector 3. I wonder who is the guy who had problems, but beat over 3-second penalty. That's all I know. So now Vito retired from the session on the pit. The end of the race for Toro Rosso. No chance to get any points. Now Ryan Webb fighting wheel to wheel with Matt. He still tries, even though he has damage. Vito has left the session. I hope there will be no more safety cars because he retired. Oh, that's another yellow flag. But on the sector 1. I don't know what is this, but Maxro overtakes Hercules to the lead. So this is how Max wins this race, I guess. It's only 5 laps to go, even less. 4 in a minute. Wolves overtaking Ryan Webb, who has some major damage. I need to check. Yes, he has no front wing. I think that Scuff has to watch out. He did it. Wolves on the P10. Maybe still some hope to points for Racing Point. So if there are yellow flags, they are caused by Ryan, who has to pit. Maybe the fastest lap of the race. They'll get closer and closer to Hercules. There's a chance he will win this race, same as Jasper. So there's a fight for the victory. I'm back to the battle between Matt and Wolves because Hartel and Luke escaped, same as Zax. And what I can say more, Zax has the best result, equalizes, the best result of his Ero career, because he's P6. Luke P7, Hartel P8, maybe finally doing more points than just 1 and 2 races in a row. Ran up in the pits, Wolves behind Matt, so We're watching this battle. Wolves is much faster than the Renault because he has ERS and DRS, but Matt goes inside to make a move to regain the P9. And actually he's getting lapped by everyone. This is not usual situation for the sub-champion, but Wolves re-overtakes Matt to get a new position, same as his number on the livery. But Matt has damage, so this is why beat up another physical time penalty. What if Jasper will win this race? So I guess that's covering the points. Let me see as soon as possible the penalties. Max Row, no penalties. Hercules, penalty, penalty, penalty. 3 penalties. Beetle 2, no 3 even. Jasper, even more. And meanwhile, Hercules tries to overtake Max, but Max makes a revenge to gain the position. The lead of the race is lap 32. And whoa, there was a contact between him and Hercules. They are fighting with will still on the Mobile 1 turn. And Beat and Jasper both watching it. So now we are watching this battle. We are knowing what will happen now. And Zach still keeps look behind. Jasper just hopes that something will happen between the top 3. It's second last lap. Starting. Maxro overtaken by Hercules. Hercules have another 3-second time penalty. So he's probably even out of the podium. Because we are watching Jasper. He's very close to the top. Second last lap of the race. Jasper pushing as hard as he can. 330, is that possible? The pace? No, because he uses no ERS from now on. There's a contact from Bittle. Matt has got for multiple warning, but he's probably going to finish this race with a damaged front wing. I'll be back to the action for the victory. Hercules still leading, but he has more penalties than Max Rowe and Beetle. Ran up with the fastest lap of the race. It's something. I can say it's something for him. So now Hercules coming to the last lap, but Max Rowe is leading. Yellow flags in sector 3. And Scuff with his second time penalty. But we don't care about it because it's last lap. This is the question. Hercules, Max Rowe, Beetle, or maybe Jasper. Beetle goes to the inside line, but he doesn't do a move. Jasper is still watching it. Beetle on the grass, losing some pace. And Jasper is much faster than him. Can he do a move on the inside line? He doesn't do it. He didn't decide to be that brave. Axe on the pits, maybe doing another fastest lap. Now there is a contact between Hercules and Max Rowe. We are still watching on it because it's Beetle coming closer and closer. Hercules will win physically, but the case of penalties makes Max Rowe winning right now. And now, this is the last turn. Another mini contact. Hercules wins physically, but Max Rowe wins after the penalties. Folk cars wide to the finish line. Max Rowe, Jasper, Beetle and Hercules. This is how the race ends. As I getting P5, look on the P6, overtaking Edzak on one of the last laps. Edzak's very nice result. Finally maybe a redemption for him. 6 points to standings. What about the penalties? No, Edzak overtakes, look! So he equalizes. The best result also hardly overtakes, look! Wolves doesn't do it. Matt on the P10, Scav coming P11, Middle Mid P12 and Ryan 13th. So these standings are weird. I'm sure that these standings are kind of weird ones, as he is always in F1 division. Almost always. Where's Ryan? Ended the race. So watching the podium celebration and then head to the press conference. What Jesper can say? Ash, here we go again. Getting a podium but not winning. P2! And Max winning the race. Very nice race. Very nice fight at the end. Safety car did caused that this race was not boring anymore. Actually with the session, just a disaster for the Red Bull driver. But his mates from FF1 CL celebrates the victory and the third place. Just won the P2. Very nice result for him. So congratulations. Congratulations. For the top 4. All fighting for it. I'm now inviting Jesper, Maxro and Beetle to the conference. I just cannot find people. So let me go for a second. Okay, done. You were able to watch the standings already. There is a big quarrel, like always. So now I'm waiting.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
First question is,
Yes.
Virzu blames on you for an accident. What happened?
Yeah, where he spun, I think.
Okay.
I think I tried to overtake him on the inside. I have to rewatch it, but I thought I was going in a straight line, and yeah, we touched, and then but the spin was definitely not my fault, because we were going 3 wide through a corner, and then he had a touch from someone. But the spin was definitely not my fault. Maybe the overtake was a bit aggressive, but I think it was still okay.
Okay, I hope Virzu hears us.
Did you see? Did you have it on the live stream?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
But I'm not the incident.
No, not the incident.
I guess, at least. I'm inviting Beetle and Maxro back. Come here. So yeah, nice race fight for the top 4. If you could describe. I saw you.
It was quite hectic with but yeah, I knew I had penalties, and I knew Max did not have a penalty, so it was yeah, there was no point in trying to win, because he was always going to win. But yeah, happy with P2, I think.
Yes, even though I was watching your battle and I was saying like this, that you are just watching it, just waiting what will happen.
If I tried, I don't think I could overtake them, because they were actually really fast.
So
But yeah.
we have so big quarrel on Discord.
So what happened to the Williamses in the beginning?
Mikulicki got
crashed.
disconnected, and look, like I can say damage.
Okay, yeah, because on one lap I think they both crashed or something, or I don't know what happened. But...
Okay, just watching Jesper and your incident. There was a contact. Oh! Quite aggressive. I don't think what it's gonna be right now. I don't know. But this is under investigation.
You also has it on camera, or?
Vizu got a camera. Got an onboard. This is going to be so many penalties.
Yeah, I'll save my own boards as well.
So, thank you for the race. If you liked it, then smash like and subscribe. Jesper with P2 on the press conference was the only one. But congratulations for him for coming to the conference.
Yeah, thank you.
Like and subscribe. See you next week on Belgium. Goodbye.